Be me. 44, CEO of tech manufacturing company in Texas. MBA from top business school. Worked in tech for 20 years. Built this company from 50 employees to 800 over past 8 years. $200 million in annual revenue, growing 25% year over year. Proud of what we've built, especially the culture. One of the few women CEOs in manufacturing tech. Made it my mission to create inclusive, equitable workplace. Not like the bro culture places I came up in. Company makes industrial automation equipment. About 600 are engineers, technicians, production workers. 200 are office staff, sales, management, administration. Engineering is 85% male, typical for the industry. Been working to change that ratio for years. Implemented comprehensive diversity initiatives. Mandatory bias training, inclusive hiring practices. Women in leadership program, mentorship for women engineers. Equity-based promotion criteria, pay gap audits. Board loves it, investors love the optics. Top company for women in tech manufacturing. Most inclusive employer in Southwest region. Press loves to feature me as woman CEO, changing industry. This quarter's board meeting is next week. Happens every quarter, board reviews performance. Typically boring, financial reports, strategic updates. This time I'm presenting new engineering excellence through equity initiative. $5 million investment over 3 years. New diversity hiring targets, expanded training programs. Restructured promotion pathways to address gender gaps. Excited to share this with the board. They've been supportive of all my diversity work. Morning of the board meeting, unusual email comes in. From the engineering managers, all of them. Subject, request to address board during meeting. Never had department heads asked to present before. We respectfully request 20 minutes to present engineering concerns to the board. Signed by all 6 engineering managers. Feel immediately defensive. This seems like ambush. Call my COO. Did you know about this? Just heard this morning. The engineering leads want to speak. About what, do you know? They said concerns about operations and retention. This is suspicious timing, right before my diversity presentation. Should we allow it or decline the request? COO is quiet, then speaks carefully. They've never asked before, might be important. And declining might look bad if concerns are legitimate. Reluctantly agree to give them 15 minutes after my presentation. Board meeting starts at 2 p.m., all 9 board members present. Plus me, COO, CFO, and now the 6 engineering managers. Get through financial reports, everything looks good. Revenue up, margin strong, growth targets being met. Board is pleased, congratulating the performance. Now it's time for my diversity initiative presentation. I'm excited to present our engineering excellence through equity program. Pull up slides showing the investment and initiatives. $5 million over 3 years to transform engineering culture. New hiring targets. 50% of engineering hires must be women or minorities. Expanded mentorship programs for underrepresented engineers. Restructured promotion criteria to address historical biases. Show slides with current demographics. Currently, engineering is 85% male, 78% white. This initiative will bring us to 60% male, 60% white within 3 years, creating more equitable representation in technical roles. Board members are nodding, taking notes. Engineering managers sitting in back are stone-faced. Continue with more details about training and programs. Mandatory unconscious bias training for all engineering staff. 100 hours per year of equity and inclusion workshops. Performance reviews will include diversity and inclusion metrics. More slides about accountability and measurement. Managers will be evaluated partly on team diversity improvements. Promotion committees must have diverse representation. Pay decisions will be audited for equity compliance. Finish presentation feeling confident. Any questions from the board? Board members ask supportive questions about implementation timeline, budget allocation, expected outcomes. Then board chair speaks. I believe engineering wanted to present. Yes, we'll hear from them now. The 6 engineering managers stand, move to the front. Lead engineer is Tom Rodriguez, 52, been with company 15 years. Behind him are the other 5 managers, diverse group. 2 white men, 1 black man, 1 Hispanic man, 1 Asian woman, 1 white woman. Tom is holding a thick folder, clearly prepared. Thank you for allowing us to speak. We represent 600 engineers, technicians, and production workers. His voice is professional, measured, not aggressive. We're here to present concerns about operational impacts of policies implemented over past 3 years. Feel my stomach drop. This is about the diversity initiatives. Tom clicks to his first slide. It's a graph. This shows engineering headcount over past 5 years. We've grown from 400 to 600 engineers, 50% increase. Next slide. This shows voluntary turnover by year. 3 years ago, 8% annual turnover, industry standard. 2 years ago, 15% turnover, above industry average. Last year, 23% turnover, significantly above average. This year we're on track for 28% turnover. The board members are paying close attention now. We're losing experienced engineers at an alarming rate. Not to retirement, to other companies, taking lateral moves or even pay cuts to leave. Next slide shows retention by demographics. Retention of male engineers has dropped from 92% to 72%. Retention of white engineers from 91% to 70%. Retention of engineers over 40 from 93% to 68%. He pauses, letting the numbers sink in. We're losing our most experienced talent. The people who know our products, our processes, our customers. The institutional knowledge that makes this company work. James, the black engineering manager, speaks next. I'm James Wilson. I run the electrical engineering division. 75 engineers, been with the company 12 years. He clicks to his slide, more data. This shows productivity metrics by team over 3 years. Output per engineer is down 18%. Quality defects are up 24%. Project completion time is up 31%. Board members are exchanging concerned glances. We're producing less with more people, making more mistakes than we used to, taking longer to complete projects. He shows another slide. Here's why. 100 hours per year of mandatory training. That's 2.5 weeks of productive work time lost per engineer. Times 600 engineers, that's 60,000 hours annually of engineering work not being done. The math is stark when presented that way. Training on unconscious bias, microaggressions, privilege, topics that don't make our engineers better at engineering, that don't help us design better products or solve technical problems. Maria, the female engineering manager, speaks. I'm Maria Santos. I run mechanical engineering, 8 years here. She's not who I expected to hear from. I want to talk about the hiring and promotion policies. Clicks to her slide showing hiring pipeline. New hiring target. 50% women or minorities. In a field where only 15% of graduates are women. Where qualified minority candidates are recruited by everyone. She shows more numbers. We interview 10 candidates to find 1 qualified woman. We make offers to women at 3x the rate of men. We offer starting salaries 12% higher to women to compete for limited pool of female candidates. This is news to me, didn't know about the salary differential. And we still can't hit the targets because there aren't enough qualified candidates. So we're leaving engineering positions open, while qualified male candidates are rejected. Board member speaks up. How many open positions? Currently 47 open engineering roles. We have qualified applicants for all of them, but 38 of the applicants are male. So those positions stay open, waiting for female candidates. She clicks to next slide. Here's the cost of those open positions. Lost productivity, delayed projects, overtime costs. approximately $6.8 million annually, because we're prioritizing demographics over qualifications. The board is shifting uncomfortably now. Tom speaks again. Let's talk about the promotion system. Under the new equity-based criteria, promotions are partially determined by diversity metrics. He shows promotion data. Last year, we promoted 24 engineers to senior positions. 18 were women or minorities, 6 were white men. Based on our demographics, we'd expect 3 to 4 women. Instead, we promoted 18 to meet equity targets. Shows another slide with performance data. Here are the average performance scores of promoted engineers. White male engineers promoted, 4. 2 out of 5 average rating. Female engineers promoted, 3.6 out of 5 average rating. Minority engineers promoted, 3.7 to 5 average rating. He lets that sink in. We're promoting based on demographics, not performance. Passing over higher performing engineers to meet targets that don't reflect merit. David, the Asian woman manager, speaks now. I'm Susan Park. I run software engineering 10 years here. I want to talk about what this does to team morale. She shows results from anonymous employee surveys. 87% of male engineers feel they're held to higher standards. 72% believe they're disadvantaged in promotion decisions. 68% are actively looking for other jobs. This is why our retention is collapsing. Next slide shows quotes from exit interviews. I can't advance here because I'm the wrong demographic. I outperform my peers, but they get promoted over me. Everything is about gender and race, not about engineering. I just want to do good work, but that's not what matters anymore. She's emotional now, voice shaking slightly. I'm a woman in engineering. I've faced discrimination. I support diversity and inclusion genuinely. But what we're doing now isn't inclusion. It's reverse discrimination, and it's destroying the company. Tom takes back over. Let's talk about the training. 100 hours per year of unconscious bias and equity training. He shows survey results from engineers. 78% say training is not relevant to their work. 82% say training makes them uncomfortable. 91% say training creates more division than inclusion. Clicks to actual quotes from feedback. Training assumes all white men are racist. Made to apologize for things I didn't do. Creates hostile environment instead of inclusive one. More focused on blame than solutions. James speaks again. I'm black. I've been the only black engineer in rooms. I know racism. I've experienced discrimination. But this training doesn't help. It makes things worse. He's getting passionate now. It tells white engineers they're unconsciously racist, that they can't trust their own judgments, that everything they do is suspect. How does that create collaboration? How does that build teams? He shows more data. Team collaboration scores down 34% since training started. Cross-functional project success down 28%. Engineers are scared to give feedback across demographic lines. Scared to disagree. Scared to challenge. Scared to collaborate normally. Maria speaks, and the impact on women engineers. The ones this is supposed to help. She shows survey results from female engineers. 62% of women engineers feel their achievements are questioned. Did I get this promotion because I earned it or because I'm a woman? 54% report being treated differently by male colleagues. Not because of sexism, because of fear. She's getting emotional. Male engineers won't mentor women anymore. Too afraid of being accused of something. Won't be alone with us. Won't give candid feedback. Won't collaborate freely because everything is a potential HR issue. Tom shows final slides, the financial impact. Here's what these policies cost the company. $6.8 million in lost productivity from open positions. $4.2 million in reduced output from training time. $3. $5 million in quality issues and rework. $8.7 million in recruitment and turnover costs. Total, $23.2 million annually. The number hits the room like a bomb. That's 12% of our annual profit being spent on policies that are making things worse. Not better, worse. He clicks to his final slide. We're not against diversity. We're not against inclusion. We're against these specific policies that don't work, that are destroying morale, driving away talent, costing the company millions while claiming to help. Looks directly at me now. We're engineers. We look at data. The data says these policies are failing. Retention down, productivity down, quality down, costs up. By every measurable metric, we're worse off than before. The room is completely silent, everyone looking at me. Board members are studying the data they presented. My leadership team looks shell-shocked, feel completely blindsided and defensive. Tom, these are complex issues that require context. He nods. We provided context, 47 slides of data and analysis. This isn't anecdotal. This isn't opinion. This is measurable business impact. Board chair speaks up. These numbers are concerning. Do we have counter data showing benefits of the initiatives? Look to my COO. She's shuffling papers. We have metrics on representation improvements, on training completion rates, on diversity hiring percentages. Tom speaks before I can. Those are input metrics. We're showing you output metrics, business results. Representation is up, but performance is down. That's not a success. That's a failure. James adds, and representation is only up because we're losing men. Total engineering headcount is flat. We're just replacing experienced men with junior women. That's not growth. That's substitution. Board member asks, what are you proposing? Tom opens his folder, pulls out a document. We've drafted recommendations from engineering leadership, signed by all 6 managers and 47 senior engineers. Hands copies to each board member. 1. Eliminate hiring quotas. Hire best qualified candidates. 2. Base promotions on performance, not demographics. 3. Reduce mandatory training to 20 hours. Make it relevant. 4. Remove diversity metrics from manager evaluations. 5. Create mentorship programs based on skill, not gender. He continues reading. 6. Anonymous feedback systems to address actual discrimination. 7. Equal standards for all employees regardless of demographics. 8. Focus on engineering excellence, not social engineering. The board is reading through the recommendations. Board chair looks at me. Your thoughts on these proposals? Feel cornered. Everything I've built is being challenged. These recommendations would undermine years of progress, would take us back to the old boys club culture. Tom shakes his head firmly. No, ma'am. With respect, that's not accurate. We're not proposing to eliminate diversity. We're proposing to focus on merit while supporting everyone. Maria speaks. I'm a woman. I don't want to go back to discrimination. But I also don't want to be promoted because of my gender. I want to earn it. I want to know I deserved it. Susan adds, I'm Asian American. I face stereotypes. But the current system creates different problems. Creates resentment, creates division, creates questions about competence. James speaks powerfully. I'm Black. I know discrimination intimately. My grandfather couldn't drink from the same fountain. I've been followed in stores, pulled over for driving while Black. But these policies don't address real discrimination. They just create different unfairness going the other direction. Board member speaks. The financial impact is significant. $23 million annually is material to our performance. We need to address this regardless of the social goals. Another board member, and the retention data is alarming. Losing experienced engineers could cripple the company, especially if competitors are hiring them. Tom speaks. Our competitors are recruiting our people. Promising merit-based environments, no political focus. Engineers just want to engineer, want to be judged on their work, not their demographics. Board chair looks at the data, then at me. I think we need to seriously reconsider these initiatives. The business impact is too significant to ignore. Feel panic rising, years of work being dismantled. The data doesn't tell the whole story. We're making progress on inclusion and representation. Tom speaks respectfully but firmly. Ms. Martinez, we respect what you've tried to do. We understand you want to make things better. But the evidence shows these specific policies are hurting. Hurting the company, hurting employees, hurting results. He gestures to the other managers. We're begging you to listen to us. We're the ones implementing these policies daily. We see the impact on our teams, on morale, on performance. We're telling you it's not working. Board member asks engineering managers, what happens if nothing changes? They look at each other. Tom answers honestly. We lose more engineers. The best ones leave first. Quality continues declining. Projects continue slipping. Eventually, we can't deliver on our commitments, and the company suffers consequences in the market. He pauses, then adds, and the 6 of us will leave too. We can't continue managing under these policies. Can't keep losing our best people to ideology. Can't keep watching the company deteriorate. The threat of all 6 engineering managers leaving is serious. Board members are whispering to each other. Board chair calls for 15-minute recess. My team and I step out. They're looking at me. They ambushed us with data we weren't prepared to counter. So speaks carefully. They weren't wrong, though. The retention numbers, the productivity numbers. I've been trying to tell you for months. Feel betrayed. You knew about this. I knew engineering was struggling. You said it was resistance to change, adjustment period. But it's been 3 years. At some point, it's not adjustment. CFO adds, the financial impact is real. $23 million is 12% of profit. That's material. Board fiduciary duty requires addressing it. Feel everything collapsing around me. Board reconvenes. Everyone takes their seats. Board chair speaks, addressing me directly. We need to see a revised approach within 30 days. One that addresses the engineering concerns, while maintaining commitment to diversity. Turn to engineering managers. We'll work with you on revisions. Tom nods. Thank you, that's all we're asking. To be included in decisions that affect our teams. To have our operational concerns taken seriously. Meeting ends. Board members talking amongst themselves. Engineering managers leave as a group. My leadership team is silent, defeated. That evening can't sleep, replaying everything. All those statistics, all that data. The quotes from exit interviews. The retention numbers, the productivity decline. Pull up the internal data, verify their numbers. Everything they said was accurate. We are losing experienced engineers at an alarming rate. We're spending millions on policies that aren't working. We are creating division instead of inclusion. Look at my own emails over past 3 years. See the pattern I didn't want to acknowledge. Engineering managers raising concerns, me dismissing them. These are growing pains as we transform culture. Resistance is expected during organizational change. Some people will self-select out if they can't adapt. Never considered they might be right about the problems. Just assumed they were resistant to progress. Spend the weekend reading engineering surveys. Employee feedback I'd been ignoring. Can't be myself anymore. Everything is political. Feel like I'm walking on eggshells constantly. Just want to focus on engineering, not demographics. Promotion decisions seem arbitrary and unfair. Training is divisive and demoralizing. Page after page of legitimate concerns that I dismissed as complaints from privileged people who didn't want to give up their advantages. Monday morning, call meeting with engineering managers. All 6 come to my office, cautious but professional. I want to apologize for Friday, for being caught off guard, for being defensive, for not listening to your concerns earlier. Tom speaks for the group. We appreciate that. We know you meant well with the initiatives, but intent doesn't matter if the impact is harmful. His words echo what I've said in diversity training about how impact matters more than intent. My own teaching being used to show my failures. I want to understand what you need specifically to make this company work for everyone. They've come prepared. Pull out detailed proposals. Hire based on qualifications with outreach to diverse candidates. Promote based on performance with transparent criteria. Training focused on engineering skills and actual collaboration. Mentorship pairing based on technical needs, not demographics. Anonymous reporting for actual discrimination, not perceived slights. Everything focused on excellence with support for everyone. Spend the next month completely restructuring, working with engineering managers, getting their input, including them in decisions instead of imposing from above. The new approach is different from what I envisioned. Less about representation metrics, more about actual fairness. Less about mandatory training, more about real support. Less about demographic targets, more about engineering excellence. Present revised approach to board next month. Engineering managers present with me this time. United front instead of opposition. Board approves the changes, cautiously optimistic. Over next 6 months, slowly see improvements. Retention starts stabilizing, turnover decreasing. Productivity metrics improving. Quality issues declining. Engineers report feeling less stressed, more focused. Women engineers report feeling their achievements are recognized. Not questioned as diversity hires, but valued for their work. Year after that board meeting, things are notably better. Still have diversity initiatives, but implemented differently. Still support underrepresented engineers, but don't exclude others. Still care about inclusion, but focus on actual performance. Tom stopped by my office one afternoon. Wanted to update you on retention numbers. Down to 11% turnover, almost back to industry standard. That's incredible. Thank you for the work. He smiles. Thank you for listening finally. For being willing to change course. Most CEOs would have doubled down. Feel grateful and humbled. I almost did. Almost dismissed everything you said. What changed your mind? The data. Couldn't argue with the numbers. And realizing I was hurting people I meant to help. TFW engineering managers call you out in board meeting. TFW, they present data showing your policies are failing. TFW retention is down 28%, productivity down 18%. TFW policies cost $23 million annually with no benefits. TFW experienced engineers are fleeing the company. TFW training creates division instead of inclusion. TFW women feel their achievements are questioned. TFW all 6 engineering managers threaten to leave. TFW board demands you revise everything. TFW, you have to completely restructure your initiatives. Still believe in diversity and inclusion. Still think representation matters in tech. Still support underrepresented engineers. But now understand that includes treating everyone fairly. Not hiring quotas, but qualified candidates. Not demographic targets, but engineering excellence. Not forced training, but real collaboration. Not gender-based decisions, but merit-based ones. Tom and the engineering managers taught me that. By having courage to present data in board meeting. By risking their jobs to demand better. By showing me the cost of my ideology. In numbers I couldn't dismiss or ignore. Lost years and millions learning that lesson. But saved the company by actually changing. By letting go of quotas and focusing on fairness. By including engineers in engineering decisions. By measuring success through outcomes, not inputs. That's what good leadership requires. What mine finally became at 44. After engineering managers confronted me. With data I couldn't refute. And board demanded I listen. To the people actually doing the work. Who knew better than I did. What the company actually needed. Not what I thought it needed. But what the data showed it needed. That's the difference. Between ideology and reality. Between intent and impact. Between theory and practice. I learned it the hard way. But at least I learned it. Before losing the entire engineering team. Before destroying the company. With policies that sounded good. But didn't work in reality. Now we focus on what works. On actual fairness for everyone. On engineering excellence with inclusion. On results that matter, not metrics that look good. That's what Tom and his team demanded. What they forced me to see. What saved the company. From my good intentions. They were paving the road. to engineering exodus and business failure until they stopped me with data and courage. In a board meeting, that changed everything.